Ox here, and welcome to this. What's a quick little tour of my gaming setup. Kind of want to show you guys where I play video games, where I do all my recording and stuff. So, without further ado, let's get started. Over here we have my laptop. It's a MacBook Pro. It's where I did all my recording until basically about 2 months ago. Over here we have my desktops. This is my monitor. It's an HP 25-inch monitor. Down here is my Logitech mouse and keyboard combo. Not very good, but does the trick. Over here we have my Nintendo 3DS. I've been playing Super Smash Bros. Like crazy lately. Right here we have my headphones. These are Audio-Technica M20Xs. These are pretty good headphones considering they're only $50. Over here is my microphone. It's a Blue Snowball. It's also pretty good. Just for the price, can't really beat that kind of low performance for the price. And then down here is the queen mother of them all. This is my gaming PC. I like to call her the Avenger. So, yeah, this is basically the inside of my computer. Right here we have an Intel Core i7-4790K, which is being cooled by a Corsair HDD liquid cooler. I've got a couple of aftermarket fans in here to just help cool the CPU a little better. I have 16 gigabytes of memory from G-Skill. Over here I have an optical disk drive because turns out people still use those. I still use those. Down here is my video card. This is a EVGA GeForce GTX 750 Ti. It's only about $140, but it really, has a lot of performance in it. It's a pretty good card for what I paid for it. Down here's my power supply. It's a 600 watt bronze supply from EVGA. And over here, it's going to be a little hard to see. This is my data hard drive. This is a 2 terabyte Seagate hard drive. And over here we have my boot drive. It's a Samsung 120 gigabyte SSD. Probably can't see it. The case itself is a Corsair Carbide 230T case. It has a windowed panel on the side and has some pretty cool LED fans in the front. So I guess now I'm just gonna hop into Adobe Premiere and I'm gonna put together some clips of gameplay on my computer so you guys can see what kind of frame rates I'm getting. Alright, so the first game we're going to show off in this video is Minecraft. Obviously this is probably the game I've logged the most hours on in total. I was addicted to this game a while back. I kind of stopped playing it, but I've been getting back into it again. Here's just a quick little clip from a PvP match of Ghost Squadron. As you can see, I'm running at a 1080p 60 frames per second, and that's with frame lock. If I don't have a frame limiter on, it's usually around 300 frames per second, but obviously Minecraft doesn't have the most complex graphics, unlike Dota 2. Dota 2's graphics aren't necessarily the most complex either, as it's running on the source engine, and generally, it's just not extremely pretty, but it does run, once again, at 1080p 60 frames per second. I can usually get it up to 300, but with a 60 Hz monitor, it really doesn't make sense to have 300 frames per second. So anyway, yeah, it runs really well. I love having it at 1080p. Next up, we have Skyrim. This game is really fun, especially when you're modding it, just like you can see right here. Yeah, Thomas the Tank Engine. Anyway, alright, so yeah, once again, 1080p, 60 frames per second. All this is on ultra settings, maximum settings. I haven't tried modding very much with it yet because it's a lot of work and I'm kind of lazy. So yeah, next up, Mirror's Edge. This game is a whole lot of fun. I got it. A friend of mine sent me a code a few months ago, and I finally got to play it with my new PC. Yeah, first-person parkour, 1080p, 60 frames per second. I did have to turn off PhysX so that I could get this running at a good frame rate, and there are also some graphics issues. As you can see here, this texture quality is really weird. Alright, next up, Mount & Blade Warband. This game does not have very good graphics, but just having 200 versus 200 in PC battles like this, so I think these armies were 200 soldiers each, plus me of course, it runs pretty good, 1080p, 60 frames per second, pretty usual. Highest settings for this one as well. Right now I guess I'm only just showing games that are generally within the range of my processing power, at least on the graphics card. Next up, War Thunder. This game is really cool. Definitely a lot of action, a lot of complex stuff going on. I can't quite run this one at ultra, surprisingly. I'm running it at very high. Does have some impact on the texture quality, but otherwise, you know, it runs great. Getting 60 frames per second. Basically, if you don't know what War Thunder is, it's basically a mix of World of Tanks and World of Warplanes and World of Warships. It's like all three of those in one game. It's actually a lot of fun, free to play, of course. And last but not least, we have Batman Arkham City. I've been addicted to this game. It's one of the first games I think I'm going to try to get 100% completion on. And yeah, 1080p, 60 frames per second. The physics in this game is really cool. I really enjoy it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And it's also somewhat easy. Maybe it's just because I've been playing it so much. So that's just gonna about wrap it up for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed seeing out my new gaming rig. And my name is Christopher Hawks, and you guys have a wonderful day.